Okay, all right, everybody, look. I got another box. Okay then, so what's inside this box? Well, it's another e-bike, and it's a DYU C2. So let's get it out of the box, have a look at the boxes that's inside the box, then get the bike by here and have a look at that. Okay then, what have we got inside this box? Well, let's open it up and have a look inside the box. Right, so we've got the instructions there, and I think that's the warranty card there, so we put that to one side. We've got some keys. They were attached to the bike, so I've just put them in the box for safekeeping at the moment, but they were on the handlebars. We've got the folding pedals, so them pedals are folding. We'll have a look at them when we put them on. We've got a basic little toolkit branded DYU, and then we got the charger. And if I can get the charger out, we'll just open it up and have a look inside, see what it's like. I think let's have a look on the back here. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera there, but its output is 54.6 volts and 1.5 amps. So here it is, all put together, the DYU C2. Now, there's not much to put it together. I say put it together, but all you've got to do is put the seat in. The seat comes separate. You've got to turn the handlebars and lock them in with this quick release by here. And then you've got to put each folding pedal on as well. So there's not a lot to do. It's almost all put together, so it's quite easy. Also, it did come with a little sticker and it said, check your tyres before you set off. So I will be checking the tyres. I'll be pumping them up. But let's bring the camera in, have a closer look at this bike. Looking down at the wheels, we've got disc brakes in the front and the rear. They're cable operated. The wheels are 16 inches and the tyres are 2.5 inches wide. If you look at the seat post, it's got markings 1 to 8, and I've got it on the highest setting, which is 0, I presume is 0, but that's as high as the seat post can go. So I'll sit on the bike now and I'll show you what it looks like and we can see what size it is. So I've got the seat in the highest position. This is the actual highest position it will go. I'm 5'10", or 1.78 metres, or 178 centimetres. Now, the handlebars here, this is what it looks like with me holding the handlebars. You can see that I'm not having to reach far out for them. They're in a comfortable position for my height. You cannot change the position of the handlebars height-wise. You can turn them slightly back and forth, but you can't raise the height up and down. And like I said, the seat is in the highest position and my foot is flat to the floor. Now, if I bring the pedals around all the way like this by here to the highest position, you can see that I'm slightly past the 90-degree mark, which isn't ideal, but we'll see what it's like when I take the bike out on the old open road. Looking down at the front of the bike, you can see there's a headlight there, so I'll turn it on and you hold the top of this control panel like that by there, and the headlight should come on after about, I'd say about 3 or 4 seconds. Now, I don't know if you can see that headlight. It is on at the moment. It looks like it's going to be quite bright, but because the sun is shining towards me at the moment, you might not be able to see how bright the light is or if it's actually on. Now, if I turn the bike around, I'll turn it around. Looking at the back of the bike, you've got a reflector by there. Then you have got a built-in rear tail light there. Now, I don't know how well you can see that because the sun is shining right on it at the moment. And if I pull the brake, that light there does start flashing. It starts flashing on and off. Now, if you do put some luggage by here, that is going to obscure that light there. And I think that is why the reflector is put by there, if you have luggage there. So they state that the bike is made from magnesium alloy, so that should make the bike a little bit lighter. So I'll pick it up. Now, there is a grab handle at the back of this seat here, so I can grab that. And I think that's there for when you fold the bike up, which we'll have a look at later. Anyway, let's pick the bike up and see if it's heavy or not. So I'm grabbing the bike now, picking it up. Now, it doesn't feel like a featherweight, but it is quite light. In e-bike terms, that is quite light. So that's pretty good. Looking at the back of the bike by here, we've got a single speed, we've got the hub motor, which is classed as a 250 watt legal e-bike, but it does say that it peaks at 500 watts. We've got a rear rack by here, which is stated 25 kilograms maximum. Then we have got a shock absorber by here. So let's give that a bit of a push so you can see it working. There we go, look, and it is working. That's doing a really good job, that is there. So looking up here on the handlebars, you've got the thumb throttle there. Now this doesn't work like a normal thumb throttle, but we'll get to that when we get out on the open road. If you come across by here, we've got a quick release for the handlebars there. Then we've got your display here. And if you, this sort of rocks, this display rocks, so that's your sort of plus, and then that's your minus. On the side here, you've got the power button. Then you've got your sort of menu button on the side here. And when you hold that button in, it goes through the menus. So I'll try and go through that a little bit later. And then you have got the bell here, which is a pull type, which isn't too bad at all. Okay then, that was a look around the DYU C2. So let's get this bike out on the old open road. Hey, right then, here we go. Let's go and find the big hill and do a big hill test and a brake test and a speed test. Right, so I'll just get down past this roundabout by here. It's a little bit busy at the moment, but I'll try and get down past this roundabout by here, and I'll show you that the thumb throttle doesn't work quite the same way as most thumb throttles work. So let's get by here, try and get past. It is a bit busy. I don't know why it's so busy. It's not... come on, keep going. Right, let's get across here. So... what was I saying? The thumb throttle. Right, okay, what was I saying? Right, the thumb throttle. The thumb throttle isn't quite the same. Now, I'm holding the thumb throttle, but there, look. And it's going about 4 miles per hour. Now, I'll show you, when I get up on the, off this lane by here, let me go through this little, I'll go through this slow because I get soaking wet otherwise. So it's been raining all night last night. I don't know why the traffic's so busy, because it's like, it's about... oh, I don't know, it's not usually busy this time of day. Anyway, I'll get up by here on the main road and I'll try and show why this thumb throttle doesn't work like a normal thumb throttle. So you won't be able to get the full power on that thumb throttle until you start pedaling, if that makes sense. So I think it's something to do with the legal... It's like this bike is supposed to be a legal e-bike, and I think that's what it's about. So let's get by here now. On the straight, like so, like that. Now I'll come to a stop by here, now like this. So I've come to a stop, I'll press the thumb throttle down like that, and you see it just goes off really slow, right? It's really slow now. Look, we're doing 2 miles per hour. I have set that thing to miles per hour there, so that is in miles per hour, the actual speedometer there. So it's doing 3 miles per hour, so it won't go outside the legal limits of a thumb throttle, if you know what I mean. Now, if you start pedaling like this, right? I'm pedaling now at the moment. You can't see me pedaling. Trust me, I'm pedaling, and I'm not actually putting in pressure onto the actual chain, if you know what I mean. I'm just pedaling, but then it does give me ghost pedaling. That's the word I'm looking for. It does take you to the top speed, which is I've done a little bit of testing, and 14 miles per hour seems to be the top speed it goes to when you're pedaling without putting any pressure on the chain. So that's the sort of top speed. I've tried changing the top speed as well, and it seems to sort of, this bike does stick within the legal limits. So the thumb throttle, it does like sort of let you take off slightly in a very slow speed, but it's more of a boost function. That's the way I describe it, as a boost function, and that's the way it's described in the manual. So if I'm pedaling along like this now, it's doing about 10 miles per hour. If I press that, it gives you a little bit of a boost, it gives you a bit of a kick. So to have the full power, well, the full power does come along. If you pedal, eventually it will get to the full power. I'm on level 3. I always have it on in the full power setting. But as soon as you press that there, it gives you an extra little boost, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go up the hill now, by here, up Pandymau Road. This is the hill I always go up. Now, I'm going to press the thumb throttle down, so it makes it nice and easy for me to get up. Actually, let me take the thumb throttle off for a minute and see what it's like without using the thumb throttle. So it is on level 3, but it is getting me up the hill nice and easy. Now this is the lower part of the hill, so it's not the steepest part. The steepest part is when I get past the tunnel. If you've watched before, my videos before, once I get past the tunnel, that's the steepest part. And this hill is, I'd say, is a mile, it's in between over a mile, but it's under a mile and a half, if that makes any sense. So this bike is classed as a 250 watt legal e-bike, but is a 48 volt battery, 7.5 amp hours, so it does have a peak power of 500 watts. So it's a peak power 500 watts, but normal power is 250 watts, which makes it a legal e-bike. And this thumb throttle does work within the parameters of being a legal e-bike in the UK and Europe, I think, as well. So here we go, we come into the tunnel by here. Now, it does look nice and dark by there, so I think I'll put the light on. You hold that button down there, the top part of it like that, and the light comes on. And we'll go in here like this. And lots of drips around. But I don't know if you can see on the ground there, just in front of me. But it is lighting up the... if I turn the handlebars, it doesn't make any difference. But it is lighting up in front of me. If I turn it off, like so. Wait for it to go off, there we go. And then I'll turn it back on again. Just wait for it to come back on, there we go. You can see it is lighting up in front of me ever so slightly. So, well, not so slightly, it is in the dark, it would be good. So, let's get going up here then. So I've got the thumb throttle on now. And we'll see what this bike is like getting up this hill. Now, if I get to the top of this hill, and I'm not puffed out at all, then we know that this, it's got enough power for hills and whatnot. Because this hill here is, I'd say, you wouldn't come across many hills like this. Right, so here we are, we're coming to the steeper part of the hill now. And if I get to the top of this hill without being puffed out, then we know we're on to a winner, don't we? So, let's get up here. What are we doing? 11 miles per hour. If I pedal a bit more, 12 miles per hour. Now, I'll just try and show my legs by here pedaling. I'm actually still ghost pedaling at the moment, so if I look down, I got to pedal like that. I got to really pedal. I got to pedal like mad to actually catch up with the motor. So the motor's actually taking me up here at the moment. I'm actually doing no work at all. Like I said, I'm ghost pedaling, so I can't feel any pressure on my legs other than sort of just trying to turn the crank round. Now, when it gets even steeper, when I get past this cattle grid up around the corner by here, it does get a little bit steeper. It's a little bit steeper by here as well, but I'm still not, the bike is still doing all the work. Well, you can tell because I'm not puffed out at all. It's easy peasy. Let's go over the cattle grid today, see how bumpy it is. Ready? Here we go. Oh. It's not very nice. Any bike going over that cattle grid is not very nice. It does go right through your body. It's a little bit weird, bit of a weird sensation. Now, I am pedalling a little bit by here because I slowed down on the cattle grid, and then I'm not pedalling at all. Now, when I get to the top of the hill, if you've watched my videos before, and if you haven't watched my videos before, go back and look at all the other e-bike reviews I've done, because I've got loads on the channel, loads of e-bike reviews. Now, when I get to the top of this hill, what I usually do is turn around, come back down, put on the brakes as hard as I can, just to see how fast the bike will stop. Now, it's not scientific, I say this and everything, it's not scientific, because if you're heavier or lighter or whatever, it's so many variables. Now, the road is a little bit wet today, so it might make a little bit of a difference. It's not that wet, it's not soaking wet, it's just a bit damp. Now, believe it or not, this is the second time I filmed this video. I filmed this video a couple of days ago when it was nice and sunny, and when I got back home, I went to download the footage onto my computer, and the camera, this camera here, was set to slow motion. Now, I hadn't put it on slow motion, but the day before I'd updated the firmware, and for some reason that firmware I'd put the camera into slow motion mode. Right, so I was out for 2 hours riding around filming. When I got back, the footage was in slow motion, so I'm out again doing a video again. So this isn't the first time. I've got more experience with this bike now. So that being said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel, commenting below and giving it a like. Right, here we go then. I'm almost to the top of the hill. Almost to the top of the hill and not puffed out at all. It was easy peasy. So I'll turn around by here now. Let's turn around by here. And go down by here a bit. Let's turn around. I'll go down by here a bit because sounds like they're mowing their garden up there, so I'll get away from the noise. Down by here. Let's just stop by here now. Just go have a quick look at the bike. Let's put the side stand up. So it has got a little side stand there. And see the little shock absorber thing there, look? That is doing his job. It is bouncing up and down as I go along, so it's quite comfy. And I do like a squishy seat, and it has got a squishy seat. It is quite wide. Look, there's my hand. It is quite a wide seat. So there's the bike there. Let me just feel the motor. We come up all the way up that hill. We'll see if the motor's warm or cool. And it's hardly warm at all, so that's quite nice, isn't it? So, right, what we're going to do now, I don't know if I showed that there, the on-off for the battery. I don't know if you can see down there. It's down by there. The on-off button for the battery is down by there, and the charger is just to the other side of it there. So there's the charging port, there's the battery. I will show a little bit later on in the video how easy it is to slide the battery out of that compartment, because it does come with 2 keys, and the keys are for sliding the battery out. Anyway, let's go down there. It is a bit damp. I don't know if you can see. It's a bit damp. But what I'm going to do, we'll go down by there, and I'll pull the brakes as hard as I can, and we'll see. Now, I might not be able to see the brake. Sometimes you can see the rubber on the tyres, see how far you've gone. It's a bit wet. We'll see. We'll have a go. We'll see what it's like. Right, I'll try and get to about 20 miles an hour. I suppose that's a good speed to get to. Let's get to about 20. Let's go on the side of the road here. Let's go a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh! It flung me forward at it then. Right, just have a look behind me and see what's going on. I said it'd be hard to see the brake mark, wouldn't I? Let me just put that camera that way. So I'll have a look this way to see if I can see when the brake started. It did stop me quite quick, and it did it did fling me forward a bit. So I can see the brake thing there, and it didn't skid that much, to be honest. So it stopped really quickly. So the bike did stop really quickly. I don't know if you can see that. I've left the actual lights on, and you can see how bright the camera is because it's nice and dark by here. So you can see, not the camera, sorry. You can see how bright the actual rear tail light is there, look. And I did show in the other thing that if you hold the brake down, it flashes on and off. Right, okay. I think we'll call that brake test a win. It did stop really well because the bike it's not a heavy bike. It's quite light. So what we'll do now, we'll go down the hill, and I'll do a freewheel test. People get a bit confused with this one. I'm not going to use the thumb throttle. I'm not going to be pedaling like mad. I'm going to go down the hill, just let gravity take me down the hill, just to see what it's like freewheeling, and we'll try and see what, go back and forth, see what the bike's like, see how it handles. I'll put the camera a bit higher. So I'll just pick up a little bit of speed first of all by here. Just watch that horses drop-ins by there, and we'll go down the hill now. I'm not going to pedal at all. I'll just let the bike do the work and gravity. I won't pull the brakes at all. As long as no cars come down, we'll see what's happening. We go in 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 26. Any faster than that? A little bit steeper by here. 27. I think 27 is the top speed, is it? 27, 28, just seen 28. 28 miles per hour. I'm going to have to slow down in a minute because there's the cattle grid. 31. Right, let's slow down. So there we go. We got to 31 just by going down with gravity. I do like the test. Oh, that's quite, that's quite jarring. That is. I like to test how good a bike freewheels, because sometimes these big fat tyre bikes with the big wheels tend to be hard to sort of, they're hard for the wheels to turn around, if you know what I mean, but once they get going they are pretty good. So let's have a little bit of an old slalom test. We'll go back and forth and see what this is like now. And yeah, that feels alright. Let me just watch that. But there's lots of stuff on the floor, so I've got to watch that. Gravel on the floor, but there. Let's get a clean, right, let's get a clean a bit. Let's go back and forth. Right, here we go. It is quite nimble. It's quite nimble. Now I will say that the handlebars, they're not wide, but they're not narrow either. So they're sort of, you know, it's not too bad. So let me just give it a bit of a wiggle like that again. Yeah, it handles quite well. Now, if you are in sort of looking around for a bike like this, then all the links for this bike will be down in the description below. So go and check out the description below, and I'll put all the links in there for this bike. Now it says it's got 3 settings there, and that's the top. There's the top 3 squares there. So if I press that down like that, so this sort of rocks back and forth. That's number 1 there. Obviously that's number 2, and that's number 3. So that's supposed to give you the most boost. So even number 1 feels. Does this feel number 1? Yeah, it gives you boost, but not quite as much. But it's still quite a bit. Still quite a bit of boost on the number 1 setting as well. So there we go. Oh, wait a minute. I've got my hand on the thumb throttle. Let me just try that one again. Right. So it's on number 1 now, like that. And yeah, that's okay. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And number 2, you know what it's like. It's progressively faster, isn't it? And then number 3, and that gives you the full power. And then obviously if I do that, it gives you the boost. I don't know if you can hear the motor kicks in more. So this bike does fold up nice and compact. So I'll insert the footage now. Okay, let's fold the bike up. So it says to lift this lever up and pull this forward. So that's forward like that, and that should fold down. Let me turn the handlebars the right way, like so. And then that folds down like so. Looking at the pedals, just pull it like that. And then fold. It's as easy as that with the pedals. If you want to put them back straight, just lift them up. So we'll fold that down like so. Then I think I'll put the seat in its lowest position. So I'll put that all the way down like that. Then there's a little thing there to stop me going any further. So I'll put that like that, because the seat does have a carrying handle at the back. Then looking by here, it says press the button, press the red button and open the latch. So you should push that down and then pull that towards you. Now it's going to be tight. So let me try and use my other hand like that. It is tight. Be aware that that is tight. So you've got to give it a good pull once you push that down. Right, okay, I've put the pedals around about by there. I don't know if that's the right position yet, but let's try and fold it and see what happens. So there we go. You've got to lift that up again like that. Turn it around like so. No, wait a minute. I did leave the stand up, so let's try that again. Go round like that, round like so, and then put it on the floor like that. There we go. Now, I don't know if you can see down by there where my foot is. It's on the rubber foot. Like I mentioned earlier, it's got a rubber foot, so nothing's getting damaged or scratched. I've turned the seat around this way. This is just the way I'm trying to pick it up. I've turned the seat around backwards, so the handle is that way. Then I'm going to grab it on the rack by there. So that's the way I'm going to lift the bike up. So there we go. And then grab it by there like that. And like that. This might be the wrong way. I'm not sure. It's just the way I'm doing it. And there we go. And lift it up like that. Now, I'm not going to say it's light. It is, you know, it's got a bit of weight to it. And if you've got a car like mine with a big lip, you're going to have to lift it up and over. But it is easy to pick up because it's got a handle at the back and it's got a place to put your hand there. So there we go, look. I'll walk around it so you can see how compact it is. It does fold up nice and small. There we go, that's what it looks like. So there we are. And let me show you again down there. There's the rubber foot down there, look. So it's all resting on that rubber foot. So it does come with a set of keys. So I'll just pop the key in here where the battery is located. When the bike is unfolded, you turn it like that, and there we go, the battery slips out. So let's have a quick look at the battery. There we go, that's what it looks like. Is there any markings on it? On the bottom there, look. There we go. Don't know if you can see that there. It says capacity 7.5 amps, 360 watt hours. Okay then, so that's what it's like when it's folded up. Now we've got another hill coming in front of me by here. So let's just, I'll take my time up here and see what happens if I go up here nice and slowly. If it's easy or hard. I'm not actually feeling any pressure yet. The bike is taking me up here, see, because I've got my hand on the old thumb throttle. If I take it off like that, it still actually takes me up there quite easy. So, like I said, this is just a boost function. Now, people are going to ask me what's the range on this bike, and well, it's a 48 volt 7.5 amp hour battery, so I'd say it's more designed for a sort of city e-bike, folding up, put it somewhere compact, maybe somebody who goes, you know, a camper van or something like that. So, but it has got luggage in the back, so I mean, you could nip to the shops with it. It's that kind of thing. So, and range does depend on, I've said this many times before, it depends on how heavy you are, what the weather's like, how much pedaling you do. So it all depends, doesn't it? Now, I'll probably do about my usual sort of reviews. I usually do somewhere about between 8 to 10 miles. So let me just press that boost function because I am going up a hill. The last ride I did on this, it did quite well actually, so I'm not quite sure. I can't give you a definitive answer on what the range would be. Anyway, I'm coming to a bigger hill now. Cars go nice and slow. So I'm coming to an even bigger hill by here, because I've decided now that I'm going to try and do two types of hill tests. One big hill and one even bigger hill. And this hill is very, very steep. Probably not the steepest hill in the world, but it is very, very steep. So let's have a look now. I'm pedaling, I'm putting hardly any power in, got my thumb on the throttle. It's easy. It is easy. It's easy. So it's a thumbs up from me for the, you know, for a 250 watt legal e-bike. This is nice. This is very, very nice. Almost to the top of the hill. Here we go. Hey, come on. Doing 11 miles per hour, flattening out a bit now. And there we go. Now, I've just pulled over for a second because let me just take my glove off a minute and my other glove so I can show you what I'm doing. Now, if you want to change the settings, you've got to turn the bike off first of all. So turn the bike off by holding the power button. Turn the bike back on by holding the power button again, like so. And when the bike comes on, once it starts coming on, within 10 seconds, you've got to hold down this bottom button here, like so. And that'll take you into the menu settings. The first one is to do with kilometers per hour or miles per hour. So I think that one is set to miles per hour. If I go down like that, I think that's kilometers per hour. So let's leave it where it is. If you press that button again, it goes to the size of the tyre or the wheel, which is 16 inches, which is correct. Then we go to the next one. That's the speed is set at. So it's set at 15 miles per hour. And then the next one will be your voltage. So there we go. At the moment, the bike is on 49 volts. So there we go. So that's showing all the settings. And then if you just hold it back, if you hold it in like that, like so, it should go back to the normal thing. You'd seen the voltage went up slightly to 50 volts then. And if you go on there and you want to change any settings, you just press up and down, because that's the plus and that's the minus, because it rocks back and forth. Okay, so there we go. That's the settings. It's easy as peasy. As easy as peasy, I said then. Right, I'm going to drive up there a little bit more just to see what the bike's like, and I'll see you in a minute once this car goes past. Okay then, there you go. That's my review of the DYU C2 folding e-bike. Now, all the links will be down in the description below, so go and check them out. Now, if you did like this video, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hi!